Well, I guess we expected this, right? California is trying to sue to stop the federal government from being able to regulate the federal government. Basically, the EPA has now submitted all of the rest of California's waivers, the stuff that allows them to do smog checks, the stuff that allows them to even have the agency of CARB, the California Air Resource Board, to Congress. And Congress could shut it all down with a vote. Really easy. Well, state of California don't like that. They're trying to go to court to say that these are orders and not rules. I think California is screwed if it goes either way. If it's an order, then the president can end it with the stroke of a pen, and you got to hope for a Democrat to come in and change it. You can't sue. You won't be able to do anything if it even gets ruled as an order. But if it gets ruled as a rule, the president can make it where that rule can never be put into effect again. And I think that's what the state of California is worried about, is that if it is ruled a rule and the EPA makes that change, that's it. The climate scam is over. We're going to talk about all that and more right after this. Guys, before we get into today's video, I got to talk about the giveaway on the channel. The Ram TRX closes out tonight. In fact, we have maybe 4.5 to 5 hours remaining because I'm on Central Time, right? So 4.5 to 5 hours remaining. Closes out midnight Pacific Time. So if you want to get in on it, there's the link in the description down below. The 50x multiplier is 50% off if you use the coupon code combo. And if you use the coupon code TK on anything on the site, you also get a discount. The combo packs with the Ram 3500 and the TRX have all sold out. The last one just went earlier today. And but the extra entries are still up for the TRX. They will either sell out or close out by midnight tonight. So if you want to get in on it, link in the description down below, tk'sgarage.bigcartel.com. So the days of the California Air Resource Board, smog checks, and all the rest of that dumbass shit in California could be coming to an end. And the reason being, Lee Zeldin, under the direction of the president, had submitted the rest of the California waivers to Congress under a CRA, which basically it's a Congressional Review Act. Basically, it allows Congress to determine whether or not these rules are necessary. Congress can vote on it under what the EPA is asking them to do in terms of banning the rule. And when it goes through like a Congressional Review Act, right, it can't ever be reinstituted, unless it's like an actual law. Like they can't reinstitute the rule forever. It's done. So they would have to literally propose legislation and codify it in law. Like they'd have to pass a bill and it would have to be signed by a president. That's not going to happen. It's unpopular. Not going to happen. So they know this. So they're trying to fight like mad. And, you know, Lee Zeldin said this. He said he talked about in his first 9.5 months as EPA administrator, he traveled to all 50 states to find out what people wanted the most. They wanted relief away from this crazy, dumb-ass emissions crap. And I think it's smart, man. I think it's smart. I think it's very smart to see what they're doing in terms of the deregulation. Now, how fast is this going to happen, right? Well, the last lawsuit they filed, and that's from the first Congressional Review Act, is still pending, right? It's been in there since October. There's been a lot of back and forth or whatever going on if you look at the docket, but it doesn't matter. There's this wonderful thing in the United States called federal supremacy. The states do not get to tell the federal government what to do. Now, the federal government can, in most cases, when it comes to interstate commerce, they could use that as the rule, or the Environmental Protection Agency, whatever, has the right to tell that state, hey, you can't do that. Can't do that. We're not doing this smog check bullshit anymore. Get rid of it. We're not doing this crazy emission stuff. We're not regulating these cars to where they're, $120,000 for a basic A to B car. We're not doing that. And I think that's also why you're seeing this big push from states now to try to ban older cars. I think they know that they're going to lose the climate scam in terms of the battle of the climate scam. And now they're like, well, damn, what are we going to do? Well, the only other thing you can do is get the cars off the road. So they're going to try to get the cars that would be affected, or be back on the road and driving and not having to do smog checks by getting rid of these 2009 and earlier cars, which I think is insane. Everybody can't afford to go out and drop $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 on a new car. And the average is about 50 grand. That's the average. Yes, I know someone's going to get in my comment. Nissan has a food stamp Versa or Sentra for $22,000. I don't care. He's buying that shit anyway. Anyways. What do I think about it? I had somebody, shout out to my guy Dan from I Allegedly. I know he'll probably cover this. He's out in California and covers a lot of the financial stuff all the time. But I think this will be a big boom for California, though. If the Congress takes this up and they pass these CRAs before the midterms, which is not far away, right? Or they pass it in budget reconciliation, which they did. The other thing with the CRAs, there's no filibuster needed. They just need a simple majority. It's a rule, right? So just like if they were voting on a judge or something else, it's a simple majority for them to get it. And they can thank Harry Reid for doing that nuclear option for that. So now, doing something like this to get a CRA passed and on the president's desk, simple majority in the House, simple majority in the Senate. Goodbye, California Air Resource Board. Goodbye, smog checks. Goodbye, California waivers. No, you son of a bitches. Don't get to tell car manufacturers anything. And don't even get me started about the corruption in California right now. The governor's under investigation for taking millions of dollars from BYD, an electric car company, and trying to ban gasoline cars. Why? Because it was beneficial to him monetarily. It's never about the environment. Ever, 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 ever. It's about power and money. They don't give a shit about the environment. And that's just facts. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.
For the longest time. Whoa. For the longest time.
Percocet, Miley Percocet.